Hello guys and welcome to my channel. What if I told you managing diabetes type 1 doesn't mean giving up the life you want, living a life free of stress, enjoying sports activities, hiking and doing all the things I love to do. Over the past 15 years I've learned how to control my diabetes, my blood sugar level, and in the same time enjoying a free life. I'm not a doctor or a healthcare professional. I'm just a diabetic type 1 which is sharing his experiences. Whatever works for me might not work so well for you because we are all different. Make sure before you are making any changes in your treatment, you check with your doctor or your healthcare provider. Let's be honest, having diabetes type 1 is a full-time job. Between counting carbs, calculating insulin doses you need to take, unexpected low blood sugar, unexpected high blood sugars, being tired, being stressed, adding family, social life, work, and all this, it can easily become overwhelming. I know what it feels like when your numbers are not where you want them to be. I know how frustrating this can be. I know how guilty you can feel when you mess it up. So I totally understand, and I certainly was there. So let me share 3 main things that changed everything for me. The main point is the diet.
Food. The universal love language that everyone understands.
Of course. Food is the biggest factor which is affecting our blood sugar levels. We all know that. And the secret is not in cutting out everything you like to eat or following extreme diet. Really, the secret is to start small and then build up from there. Here it is what actually worked for me, guys. Let's start with the breakfast as an example. I picked something low carb that actually worked for me. It's a bit of cottage cheese, some olives, some pepper, and I really enjoyed that, and I stuck with that for a while until I started to learn what it does to my blood sugar. For you, it doesn't have to be the same food. It can be anything. It can be an omelette. It can be a yogurt with some nuts. You just try what works for you. Try to find a food which is not very high in carbs to start with. So it is important at the beginning to start with something which doesn't have many carbs. So just to learn it, and then slowly, as you start to master the food, you can start to add up things. But just at the start, find something which is good for you, and it doesn't have too many carbohydrates. Once you are happy with a meal which doesn't have too many carbs, try to stay with it for a few weeks. Be consistent. Track your blood sugar level. If you have a continuous glucose meter, that's excellent. Log in if you see differences in your numbers. Try to think about why that is happening, and learn from it. Maybe one day you wake up tired, and maybe you need an extra amount of insulin, but the more you stay with it and you see patterns, you basically find your safe zone with this meal. You'll become at one point when you are certain how is going to be your blood sugar when you wake up next day, how much insulin you'll need. Everything will be a lot easier after a number of weeks. It's different from person to person, but usually it takes a number of weeks to get there. Once you mastered your meal, after several weeks, you feel very confident, you are happy with it, you start to gradually add carbs to it if you need to. So it can be anything, but make very small additions, very small changes. Don't jump with big numbers. Add maybe a fruit, maybe some oats, maybe it depends, a piece of bread, anything. And try to learn how much insulin you need for it. Stay the same. a number of days, maybe weeks, with that extra number of carbs, and once you feel better, you can add a bit more even, but don't jump immediately to big numbers. Usually the more the change, the easier it is to control. So once you added some carbs and you are happy with this meal, now you have two. You have a meal, a breakfast, which is having, it's low carb, and then you have a breakfast which is having, let's say, moderate level of carbohydrates. So now basically you have two breakfast options. So if you wake up one day and you are higher than usual, maybe you decide to go with the low version of carbs. If you've been feeling good and your blood level is on the low side, and you can go with a higher number of carbs. So see how you already have some more flexibility in your. This will also help you with the learning curve you did before you got here. So let's say you wake up one day and your blood sugar usually is 5 millimole when you wake up fasting, but in one day it's 7. So either meal you are doing, you are deciding to take, you know how much insulin you normally need to take. Let's say you need 6 units of insulin for the medium carbohydrates level breakfast. So you take that now plus a little bit to counter this offset of 2 millimoles from 5 to 7, and this will help you improve your blood sugar control. It's supposed to be a lot easier, and you build confidence. If you want meal ideas, check out my playlist on my channel. I have a few examples there. You can try those, or you can inspire yourself. So now that you learn how to deal with your breakfast, it's time for you to move to lunch and then later dinner. You just need to follow the same principles I just explained. You already did it once. You already know how to do it. You just pick another meal. Start with a low carb meal, lunch, and do the same exercise. Stay with it for a while. Add a bit more carbs, and then more carbs until you are happy with the level of carbs. And don't go too crazy. High carbohydrates in a meal, it's usually problematic. You can do it, but not every day. I will explain later, but at this stage it's not good to put too many carbs at once. And surely you will end up having some meals for every part of the day, which will be low carb but not so low carb, some medium. So suddenly you'll have a few options for yourself, which are very easy for you to control, because you learn all the patterns. You know how much insulin you need for every single one of them. You know how your body will respond, and you also know how to adjust it just a little bit because you learn it. You started with a small meal and you build from there. As I said earlier in the video, this is the key. Start small and then start to grow from there, make adjustments until you become expert into it and you just do it. Next important point I want to talk about, which really helped me with my diabetes control, is exercising. I know exercise is not for everybody, not everybody likes it, but at the end of the day you don't need to become an athlete. You just need to find a form of exercise to keep you active and help you maintain a healthy lifestyle. You probably know exercising helps with your blood sugar levels, so it is very, very important. It helps not only when you do the sports, but it helps after, many hours after. And what I found with exercises across years, it just overall helps your blood sugar control. It just becomes a lot easier to compensate with sports. So that's why it's very important. You do it regularly and it helps your body all the time, 24 hours. So if you do it often enough, that will help your body all the time, and you'll find your blood sugar management so much easier. The key with sports is you need to know and learn what it does to your blood sugar. And that's not easy. It may sound easy, but it's not. So it's just like we did with the food. You need to start small and then learn it and then grow from there. It's important to know that. It helps us become more insulin sensitive. So you need less insulin for more carbs, which is exactly what we want. I want to split this in two categories: people who are not into fitness and people are already doing some sports and they are okay with it. So I will start with people who are not really into fitness. It doesn't have to be an athlete or very serious sport activities. So to start with, the easiest and most accessible form of sport is just to walk. It may sound maybe funny for some of you, but walking is a very, very good cardio exercise. It just helps more than you would believe. It's very good for yourself, especially if you do fast walking, like a brisk walk. So if you're not used to it, just start with very, very short walks, like 15 minutes walk. Go to a local shop, convenience store, instead of driving. If you have a dog, walk the dog. If you are not doing it now, walk in your neighborhood. Expand, go further. If you find it boring, try to listen to music or speak to a friend or listen to podcasts. Find a podcast or audio books or anything. Find a way to entertain yourself during it, and you'll start to enjoy it after a while. When you get used to it, try to increase it. Try to increase the time. If you went for 20 minutes, make it 40 minutes, or make it 20 minutes faster, or a mix of the both of them. Do it many more times per week. You do like 2 times per week slow walking, 1 times per week fast walking, and you should start and build stamina, and you start to feel more comfortable, and you start to like it. Try to make it a habit. So plan in advance. That helps. That helped me. Plan, let's say, every Monday and Wednesday, 6 o'clock, I have 20 minutes to walk. When the time comes, just go out and do it. No thinking about it. And then do it regularly. Stick with it for a longer period of time. Make it a habit. And probably the more you do it, you'll find you like it, you feel better, which is great. You'll see some patterns in your blood sugar. You learn what it does to your blood sugar levels, which is what you need to do really. Now that you are totally okay with walking fast, slow, both of them, try to incorporate another form of exercise. Try to find something else. Try to maybe running, if you can do slow run. So if you've been walking 4 times per week, now you maybe go for a run once per week, 15 minutes to start with, very slow. First you start 5 minutes and then you walk, and then you run again for another 5 minutes. You start very, very slowly. If running is not for you, try cycling, swimming, anything which is interesting for you, which appeals to you, it fits in your daily routine, and attracts you a little bit, at least in the beginning. If you start to do totally new sport for you, which is demanding, always make sure you start gradually. Have plenty of glucose with you, insulin as well. Check your blood sugars before. I recommend before going into a new sport to not have insulin in your body at that moment in time. So make sure you haven't had any insulin injection, or you have your pump off for 4 hours before when you start this, so you can see what it's doing to your blood sugar level. And then you start slowly and you see if it's spiking your blood sugar or if it's dropping. You take glucose, and like I said, slowly in the beginning, and you learn from it, and then you can do more things as you learn it. If you are exercising already, it's supposed to be easier for you. That's great. You already did the good stuff. You already are doing the good things. So just try to stay very consistent. Make it very serious. Do not skip days unless it's necessary, and try to extend whatever you are doing. Make it longer or more times per week, and keep doing it until you learn, because it's different when you do it random than when you do it consistently, and see what it's doing to your blood sugar level. Learn from it and until you master it and you are very, very confident and you know how much carbohydrates will you need before a session, if it's heavier session, easier session, how much insulin you need if it's an anaerobic exercise, and learn until you are 100% sure how things will go. Now I recommend, even if you are doing sport and you are very consistent and you love one form of exercise, I recommend to include at least another one, to have 2-3 options ideally. I'll explain why. Because it's not always possible. It's good to have options and be flexible. Let's say your main activity is running, and you used to go 3-4 times per week running. What if you hurt your knee and you can't run? What you're gonna do, you can't run now. So if you do gym and running, let's say you do, instead of running 5 times per week, you run only 2 times per week and you go to the gym 2 times per week. So you kind of split it 50-50. If you hurt your knee or your leg, you won't be able to run, but you can go to the gym and you work other parts of your body, and it's still good for yourself. In the same time, maybe you can go swimming. I'm just giving examples. More options are always better. It's also good when you travel with work. Maybe you can do swimming and you can go running, or you can cycle when you are away with job, or you can go to a gym, or you can do jiu-jitsu like I am, because it's away. It's not. I don't have a gym. I'm only a couple of days. I go in a gym or I go running. So it's good to have options so you can stay active all the time, no matter what happens. Of course, we have moments when we can't do it, but it's better to have options. Bringing it all together. Now, bringing together the food, the diet I've just told you, and together with exercises, this is when the magic happens. So now you've learned what to eat. You wake up in the morning, you check your blood sugar level, you know exactly how much insulin you need to take, because you know what you're going to eat and you know what that food is going to do to your blood sugar. It's no stress. It's just a daily activity for you. It's like brushing your teeth, switching on the light when you enter the room. It's basically on automated mode. No stress whatsoever. If one morning your blood sugar is higher than you want it to be, you adjust a little bit, because you know how much you need to adjust. And again, it's not a big problem for you. Now, because everything it's easier, you can introduce more carbohydrates in your diet. So because you do sports activity many times per week, and it's consistently, you are more sensitive to insulin. And if you want to do a cheat meal, for instance, you can do it, and you can counter with insulin easier than you used to do. You'll see that. So it's not such problematic. You need to be a little bit more careful, but still you can do it. And if your blood sugar is up when you go anyway running in the evening or doing your sport activity, it automatically will pull it back, and it will help. You'll see that immediately. Now, what to do when things are not going as we would like them to go? Let's be honest, with diabetes, we will always have some days when blood sugars are going more than we want them to go. If it's an isolated low or high, shouldn't be a problem. It's not problematic having a spike. a random spike isolated. The problem is when you have patterns. So if it consistently happens, make sure you look at it and learn it and start step aside a little bit, step back a little bit and think about, well, wait a minute, this happened same time 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 1 week ago, and start to write down and maybe think about what happened, what did I do. Check if you have a Dexcom or continuous glucose meter, look on the graphics and the graphs, and you probably will see and try to learn and make adjustments, because you know how to do it. As we said in the beginning, with small steps, and you just adjust your insulin or your carbohydrates, decrease the amount of carbs for a while, or see what did you eat too late, or it was a food which you didn't try before. Try to learn from this. When we are sick, things are different, because you are no longer active, and the activity which helped with your blood sugar control is not there anymore, so you removed an important layer of that, and the blood sugars are going high, you are feeling poorly, and it's not good. So make sure you hydrate and stay in contact with your healthcare provider to support you on this. To recap again, start with one meal and build from there. Move yourself, find your exercise, and keep practicing, and then find more exercises from there. Ideally 3 forms of exercises you like. Look for patterns and be patient. Just don't beat yourself. Be good with yourself, because this is a long process and it takes time in the beginning. Do not rush it. This is very, very important. As you can see, it's nothing magical. You don't need to be perfect. It's a little bit harder in the beginning, but if you follow these steps and you are patient, you'll end up doing it just like that. So that's it, guys. This is my real lifetime approach to managing diabetes without overcomplicating things. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, like it, leave comments below with your thoughts or ideas, and let me know how you control your diabetes. Don't forget to check my videos. I have other videos on my channel which are interesting.